This is WGBB AM 1240 and W240 DF-FM 95.9 Freeport, New York.
Noah, I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
Oh, no, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.
And welcome to WGBB Radio. I am your co-host, Joe Pietaro from MuscleSport Media Live, right here in the studio with Anthony Tuminello. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
All right. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
I was off a little bit last week. I actually went to see Guns N' Roses at the Hershey Park Stadium, and it was really good.
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses at Hershey Park. It was a great concert. He sounded a little Mickey Mouse-ish.
You were telling me that.
Yeah, but it was what a great concert. They put on a great show, I must say. Anyway, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I see I'm wearing, and on the video, we actually have this. I'm very happy. Trevor told me when I got here to the studio tonight that all the shows on the radio station will be live simulcast via video feed on YouTube, WGBB's YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, right, Trevor? The three, right?
Nice.
So you can listen on FM, listen on AM, 95.9 FM, 1240 AM, Long Island's oldest radio station since 1924 on the air. And you can also watch. So for you guys who are watching, this is Anthony on the cover of MuscleSport magazine.
That's a classic.
This is what was that? I can't.
That was 2019.
Wow, 2019.
Which is 4 years ago already. Jeez.
4 years ago. We've been friends for 4 years.
Yeah, man.
I did the cover feature on Anthony, and we've been paisans ever since.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm very, very happy that our relationship kicked off with a cover, and you can't get this issue. Why can't we get this issue, Anthony?
This issue, I mean, I don't want to brag, but I let you brag. This issue was apparently sold out very, very quickly.
Like that.
I mean, I guess you could, MuscleSport magazine could, spring for some reissues if you guys want to buy. But
second run.
Second run. But yeah, you could get the T-shirt, which actually was a big seller. I'm bragging. Go ahead, Joe. You tell them.
MuscleSportMag.com/store. You can get the T-shirt. I think it's $15.
Yeah, 15.
All different colors. I have the yellow on.
Yeah.
To match the font color there. But you can get the digital version.
Yep.
If you go to Magster, it's only 99 cents an
That's
issue,
right.
$3.99 a year.
That's
with
right.
Quarterly magazine. But,
That's right.
So go to MuscleSportMag.com/store to subscribe, get all your apparel, and also you can get the digital issues there. But yeah, very, very happy that this issue sold out. That means it was a good market for it. A lot of people came out. We had at ProFit Gym, where you work and I work out now. Back then when the issue was released, we did Instagram Live from there. We had
that was great.
Michelle and Lauren wearing the tank tops.
Yep.
And we had all different people. Alex, the owner, she was there, obviously, and we did a big hubbub. We had a lot of fun.
Great showing. I mean, great show. I mean, I appreciate more than everyone knows. I just appreciate everyone's support throughout my career. All through the years, my clients, people that support you. And I always say this, Joey, when someone supports you for no reason or benefit for themselves, that's the people that you want to keep around in your life, and that's what I always say. And once again, you won't take credit, but, you, sir, you're the first one to put me on a magazine cover. You liked me. You said, you're my paisan. I think it's going to be great. You wrote an amazing, amazing feature. Still my favorite.
Thank you.
And then after that, we went worldwide with that, with the train and men's fitness. And it all started because of that. And I'll always give you credit. You didn't have to do that, sir. And good people always stick together, and I appreciate it. All right, enough about me.
Let's talk about working out, as they say. Going to the gym. One of the questions that everybody probably ask you as a trainer, especially new people to the gym, which is better, free weights or machines?
Okay.
And I don't know if there's a straightforward answer.
You nailed it. There is no answer. There's no yin and yang. There's no right and wrong. Now, it all depends on your goals, your limitations, and then your fitness development at the time. So I'll give you an example. All right. So let's just go with machines first. Okay. Machines are extremely good for hypertrophy training, right? Which is muscle growth, rebuilding of the muscle. So bodybuilding, trying to get bigger, stronger muscles, rebuilding muscle fiber, breaking them down. So to look bigger and put on muscle, machines are amazing for the fact that you could isolate the muscles in a really good way without putting strain on your joints, on those little intricate muscles. So machines do build muscle. So that old way of thinking that machines they don't build muscle like free weights, that is not true whatsoever. Hypertrophy training, machines are good. You see a lot of bodybuilders don't even touch free weights. Okay. They're using the hammer strength plate loaded stuff. They're using the pin stuff. Machines are great for hypertrophy training, and they're good for less injury. So they're easier on the joints, especially, Joey, in the older population. Now, I'm not talking elderly.
Right
I'm not talking, but not even that. I'm talking about in your 30s and your 40s, right? You get a lot of wear and tear in your joints. Machines are great because it's less wear and tear. Now, here's the difference. So free weights, and this is the main difference. Free weights, you burn more calories doing free weight exercise. I don't care if it's a bicep curl, a row, a squat, whatever. You burn more calories because you're recruiting more muscles.
Interesting.
Core stabilizer muscles, you're recruiting more muscles, so you burn more calories. Now, the other thing is it's good for power, explosive, and strength. So your big linemen, your football players, so you lose a lot of free weight because it's good for power training and strength. If strength is your goal, free weights are, amazing. Not saying that machines don't build strength, but they
build more.
Correct. They don't recruit as many muscle groups. So you burn more calories doing free weights. Now, there's called meat and potato exercises, right? Yeah. So your meat and potato exercises, the old strength and conditioning is your squats, your deads, your bench, right? Your rows, okay? Sometimes your cleans, depending on what you're trying to do. Now, when you're trying to build a foundation, when you're younger, a high school athlete, college athlete, you want to build that strength and that power and recruit more muscles. So there's the difference. So that's kind of making sense to what I'm saying, right? As far as the difference. And that's the big. So there's no right, there's no wrong. It all depends on your fitness level, your fitness capacity, your injuries, and then your limitations. So that's the difference. So I use tons of machines, and I've always have, because my machines, my muscles, they respond very well to machines. Now, if you're trying to recruit, like I'll give you the other instance, Arnold and Franco Columbo, and they didn't do cardio, right? No. They said, what's cardio? Oh, lifting weights faster. So they took very minimal rest periods, and they use a ton of free weights, right? So what does that do? Burns a lot of calories, and they're recruiting all their stabilizer muscles, the core muscles. So that's really the main difference.
Another question I want to follow that up with is, for someone that's new to the weightlifting, new to the gym, should they begin, even if it's lightweight, begin using free weights first to get the feel of that, and then incorporate machines, or should they start with a mixture?
Well, again, it depends on the fitness limitations. It depends on the injuries. If an older gentleman is coming to see me, or they're just starting out working out and they got to build a little muscle because their doctor said whatever, I'm always going with machines, because machines put you in the right place. So they put you in the right place, and I always say they want to get blood in the muscle with at least amount of injury as possible.
Okay.
So I always that's what the basis of all exercise physiology is, and even the basics of someone, if let's say you go to these Mickey Mouse gyms like Planet Fitness, right? They have a circuit train with bells and whistles, and you just go to each machine. I mean, truth be told, when someone is not ever working out before, something like that is perfect because they're so green that they're building muscle that way. You understand?
Yeah.
So there is a method to that. There is, the science to something like that. So that's what I always say. It depends on the individual. It depends on the fitness level, depends on the age, and injuries are a big thing. I'm not going to go if 65-year-old Mr. Jones comes to me and says, I never worked out before or very minimal, whatever. I'm not going to put him under a squat rack.
No.
You know what I mean? So it all depends on the individual, when it comes to anyone brand new coming to a fitness. I always say the basis of it is recruit some muscles, get blood in the muscles, learn the basic movements. So if it's someone brand new, little older, I go right to the machines. Let's do some circuit training. Oh, wow, I feel that. You know what I mean? Of course you're going to feel it because you never used it before like that. You know what I mean?
And it isolates it, like you said.
Right.
It doesn't incorporate the secondary muscle as much, maybe a little bit. So you're really focusing more on that side delt, let's say, if you just did this motion. So I'm picturing the side delt plate loaded pin machine.
Correct.
Things like that. As far as what you were saying with burning calories while working out, usually one doesn't go hand in hand. Usually lifting weights is building muscle, doing cardio.
Not true.
Burning calories. That's why that's kind of the segue.
Well, complete. I actually wrote an article in 2007 debating this. Okay. So lifting weights. Okay. When you lift weights, right? What happens when you lift weights? So the goal is to get a little stronger each time, to get a little, you lift a little more weights each time, right? But now the biggest thing is when you rebuild muscle, right? The more lean muscle you have, right, the more what happens, your metabolism starts to work faster. So cardio per se, right, you're only burning calories while you're doing cardio, that hour of cardio, right? So weightlifting helps you burn calories throughout the entire day because when you have more lean muscle, your metabolism skyrockets and it goes faster. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, they did a lot of studies and people don't realize, remember, aerobic capacity and anaerobic capacity. So anaerobic capacity is like stopping going, lifting weights, taking a little break, getting your heart rate up, and then getting it down a little bit, right? Aerobic capacity is different. That's keeping your heart rate at a steady high level.
Jane Fonda workout.
Right, or a moderate level, you know what I mean? Which is great for the heart. Great for the heart, right? However, anaerobic movement is still very good for the heart because it's getting that interval training. That's the theory behind high intensity interval training. Heart rate up. You know what I'm saying? So lifting weights is very, very good for someone's heart and blood circulation and cardio. But the biggest thing for lifting weights, like we said, it helps you burn calories all day because you're recruiting more muscles and you're building more muscle, which is always going to speed up your metabolism.
So you're saying 2 hours after I left the gym today, I was still burning calories from my workout?
Absolutely, sir.
See?
Absolutely.
That's something that most people, even people that are advanced
100%.
in the fitness industry, may not even realize.
Proven fact. I'll give you, for instance, not to poo-poo anything, but do you see, a lot of women, they'll just be doing that spin class every day in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Just be doing that spin class. They won't touch a weight. Body never changes. Weight never changes. Metabolism never changes. Why? Because they're only really burning those calories while they're doing that spin class. Now,
even though they're getting a HIIT type of workout and it's a good, tough.
Absolutely. Because again, it's not, because certain HIIT classes, truthfully, scientifically, don't even make sense. It's just an activity that people like to get together, definitely burning calories, definitely doing this or whatever. But scientifically, some of that does not even make sense. And I hate to burst everyone's bubble. So when let's say if someone comes to me, people are going to hate me for this, but let's say someone comes to me and they do Orange Theory. I say, okay, so we want to first get you on a calorie deficit, which is, obviously you want to burn more calories than you're intaking. I'm going to let you do the Orange Theory for a while, just because I want you to have activity. You like it or whatever. I'll work the diet around that. But when they get more advanced, I tell them to stop something like that because then I want to separate. I still want to do some cardio, which is great for the heart. It's still burning calories. But then I want to separate the weight training if possible, either by doing weight training before and then a little cardio, or even more advanced, which is ideal, cardio in the morning and weight training in the afternoon, right, to help you recruit and build more muscle. That, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, is the ideal way to lose body fat and weight.
Very interesting. That's how you.
I'm dropping gems.
Yeah, he actually.
I'm dropping gems.
Dropping
Trevor,
gems.
are you listening to this? I hope. All right. He's recording this. Remember, I make money off of this, so you can't give my advice away.
I'm thinking about coming to your gym, man. Give you some workout over
I'm
there.
ready. I'm ready when you are.
This is the man here.
I know.
He knows all of this. He knows all of the ins and outs. I want to thank Noah Construction, noahconstruction-builders.com. They are our title sponsor here at MuscleSport Media Live. Any construction needs that you have anywhere on Long Island, give these guys a buzz. Check out their website, noahconstruction-builders.com. You hear their commercials at the beginning and of every episode of MuscleSport Media Live. I have a question, and this is actually a legitimate. This isn't like one of these, like, oh, what kind of questions you want to ask. And this is a legitimate question. Am I a lazy sack of what? Because I don't go up in weight for the most of my exercises, if not all of them at this stage of the game. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing lighter weight, higher rep count, and very short rest periods. But I'm staying with similar weight. I'm not putting more weight on there.
What you're doing is you're stimulating the muscle regardless, right?
Okay, because I'm going to be honest with you. My joints are a mess, right? I have my elbow I've had 2 surgeries on it. It's shot. It's been needing a third for 20 years probably, but I don't want to do it. I have 2 tears in my shoulder. It's killing me. Okay. And it just, it hurts when I do most of the exercises. So if I do lighter weight, I could do a full range of motion. If I put even 10 pounds more on each side or a quarter on each side more, I can't do it.
First off, there's more underlying problems than you think. So when something like that happens, you have a lot of muscle imbalance. That's what that's called. So if you could do 15 reps of one weight and you go up 10 pounds, you can't even do 6 reps. There's a big muscle imbalance. That means a lot of muscles are being recruited over other ones and burning out really fast. Now, to answer your question, you're still stimulating muscle. I'll go back to the old school bodybuilders because I know you love, little things like that.
Yeah.
High intensity training, right? And then high volume training, right? There's theories on everything, right?
Volume. Yeah.
All right. So high intensity training, you're still stimulating that muscle in a little different way by going high repetition if you're going to failure. Right? If you're still burning out, let's say you're doing 30 pounds, but you're doing 15, 20 reps, you're still stimulating that muscle the way you're supposed to.
Is it going to grow or is it just going to maintain the size that you have it at now?
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. Can it grow? Absolutely, because you're still stimulating the muscle. But again, it depends on my goal here. Like, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to hypertrophy? Remember, is a bit different type of program. That's what I tell everyone. It's a different type of program. But again, absolutely, can you build muscle even going high intensity? High intensity, something like, and again, let's say you go back to Dorian Yates or something like that, right? That guy was a big drop set, high intensity guy. He would isolate muscles, right, before doing the compound muscles. He would burn out his pecs.
Pre-exhaustion.
Right, pre-exhaustion. And that's high intensity training. So, and again, it's the same thing with you doing 20 reps, Joey, right? He was doing 15 reps, right, at a certain weight, dropping at 20 pounds, doing another 15 reps. You don't think you're stimulating muscle like that? Of course you are.
Yeah, no, you definitely are. But I don't care about growing at this point. I want to stay in shape.
Right.
I want to feel good. And part of that is to not mess up these joints that are hurting. So I need to go. Sometimes I try to go even using 5 pounds more on the dumbbells. And then I can't get the rep count I want. And then I start to feel my form is failing a little bit on that too.
Right. So
your
question is, are you still doing
Am I still doing something?
absolutely.
Okay. See, I feel better now.
Well, because you're putting you remember what happens when someone's in the hospital, okay, let's say, and they can't move, right? So what happens? Muscle atrophy.
Sure.
So that means they're not using the muscle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening? The muscle's not being used. It's dying.
Stiffen up. That's why they tell you to move around and stuff.
Remember what TRT and anabolic steroids were created for? Stuff
Muscle
like that.
wasting.
Exactly. Cancer patients or someone that's sick.
Mhm.
That's what that is for, because remember, that doesn't build muscle. What it does is it helps you transfer the protein and all that other stuff to your muscles for the nutrients to get into your muscles.
Mhm.
That's what TRT and testosterone does. You know what I mean? Point being is, if I strap you to a hospital bed, right, you're losing a lot more than weight. You're losing a ton of muscle because your muscle's atrophying, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is the fountain of youth, I tell people. Any kind of weight training consistently for years and years and years is the fountain of youth. Okay? It keeps you young. It keeps you using your muscles. It keeps your muscle metabolizing the fat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, yes, you are still doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're consistent. You have a lifestyle. You make it part of your life. It's the same concept as you taking a shower every morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's absolutely. So I wouldn't worry about it as much as you think. Again, if there's certain goals that you have, that's a different situation. Some people have strength goals. Some people have, you know what I mean? But again, you look great. You're making it a lifestyle. And I know you don't diet on the weekends. You're eating pasta fazool and chicken palm heroes. Right, Trevor? That's right.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Gnocchi bolognese.
But again, we could get away with that. You could get away with that because you've been making this a lifestyle for years, pal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've been trying to do it since I was a freshman in high school.
Exactly.
For most of those years, I'm 56, so from 14 to now, most of those years I've been able to.
So
I had to take a lot of time off when I had surgeries and stuff. I couldn't even touch a weight.
Right.
I went 2 or 3 years straight without even touching a weight.
Now those 2 or 3 years, right? You felt miserable. You looked terrible.
It was brutal. It sucked. It was really bad. But I had total reconstruction done on my elbow. I had a lot of things going on wrong. So the last thing I was thinking about really was being able to work out. I couldn't do it.
Well, that must have that when any kind of surgery I had in the past, it drove me crazy. It drove me crazy when I couldn't work out. But again, think about what you just said. You know what I'm saying? You were miserable. You had injuries. Eating junk.
Because I was,
guaranteed your blood work was terrible. Cholesterol.
Now, it's going back to 2001 or whatever. Yeah. So
but again, that's the year I started to lift like that. That's the year 2001. It's funny you said that.
Yeah.
But
I started lifting in 81.
Yeah. And man, you were doing it before. So was I. Really, but before it was a trend, man. Just always think about this too, and we'll kind of end with this stuff. You're still part of the top 3% of the world that actually exercise consistently and tries to watch what they eat and weight trains. Remember, Joey, and I tend to forget this. This is a small, world in the grand scheme of things that we live in when it comes to fitness and everything like that. Really, it's getting way bigger because of social media and everything like that. But people are starting to see the benefits. I mean, they have, but it's way more in the past 10 years. I remember we talked about this. A lot of stuff that we were doing was taboo and shunned, and you're taking that supplement and this and that. And guess what? All the doctors are recommending all of this stuff now.
Yeah.
So, we influenced culture, big time. Absolutely.
Yeah, to me, it's weight training, especially when you said shunned and stuff. All you got to do is look at sports like baseball players, and you and I are huge sports guys. And when I've interviewed athletes, like older baseball players, I've interviewed guys like, I'm trying to think, like some older baseball players that were not allowed to work out.
Yeah. No,
they were told they cannot use weights.
Isn't
They
that
had no
crazy?
weights in the clubhouse.
That's
and
crazy.
Stuff. they all they wanted them to do was like the spring training, like you did in
Calisthenics
in third
and all,
grade,
right?
the circles. You see the guys in spring training doing the bends and stuff like that, and all calisthenics. And a lot of these guys, they would say that they later in their career, when they started to do it, they realized that they started to hit for more power and stuff like that. It only made sense.
I mean, it's not magic, it's science.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning is something that was created for a reason,
Mhm.
and that's, again, this is what I've been passionate about since, I started my career.
Yeah.
I went to college for a lot of stuff. That's when I got the bug, when I started to understand what this could do for athletes and their performance. And it's just amazing when it comes to a lot of stuff.
I interviewed like a guy, I don't even remember, a guy named Corey Snyder. He used to be on he was like an outfielder DH on the Cleveland Indians. And he was kind of a power hitter, but those are the kind of guys I'm trying to remember. When I worked for Muscle Development, I did a whole series on athletes and working out, and I tried to get a hold of older guys and contemporary guys to see the differences in there.
Big differences.
So I couldn't get Mariano Rivera, but I got his trainer. I got Mike Trout's trainer. I did get some big names too, but when I spoke to Mariano Rivera's trainer, he said he had him doing squats. Now, Mariano Rivera, you remember, he was a thin-framed, maybe the best closer in the history of the game, arguably.
No doubt.
Just an amazing athlete, first ballot.
You ever see his fingers? You ever see
the length of them?
The length of that, and Pedro, not to get off the subject, Pedro Martinez's fingers. You ever see that stuff?
They can grip.
That's why the movement of that
cutter
ball.
On it.
But anyway, go ahead.
But Mariano's trainer said he had him doing squats. He goes, because pitching is a ground-based
leg
thing.
Leg power,
explosiveness.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, that kind of threw me a curveball a little bit, no pun intended. And I was like, squats on a pitcher? Just
see, now you're getting into the realm that I love. You know what I'm saying? Because
when you train these athletes, you're big with the fighters and stuff.
Yeah, and again, every athlete has specific goals. You know what I mean? And again, that's what that's a different topic we could cover. But the bottom line is, you're doing something. You're hitting machines, you're whatever. Again, you're part of the top 3% in this world. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Oh, absolutely.
Such a small.
Absolutely. In the grand scheme of things, absolutely, it is, sir.
Working out 5 days a week, eating good, and
be proud of yourself.
Taking the sups and all of that stuff. Speaking of sups, let's hear about Kingdom
Supplements. Kingdom Supplements. The pre-workout is unbelievable. Again, it's not for the beginner, new gym goer at this point, because it's got very high stim, very high caffeine. And if you do try it, definitely do half a scoop. But a lot of people can't train without a lot of these pre-workouts. Now, we formulated this perfectly, so there's no crash or anything like that. So Kingdom Supplements Raw Potion is out. It's on the website, kingdomsups.com.
Sups with a Z.
Sups with a Z.com. And, it's in all the retailers locally. You got it in Nutriwolf. If you got it in Empire Nutrition, you got all the locals. And it's selling like candy.
What's the next sup you guys have on there?
What we're going to do.
Can you give a little hint?
Well, I got a couple things working. I don't want to give too much away, but we got another flavor coming out, but we might have a fat burner in the mix. We might have something very good for TRT users, so and things like that. So we'll get that going, and you'll be the first person to know, pal.
Oh, I hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll definitely be promoting it. So
I know.
That is going to do it for us this week on MuscleSport Media Live. We will see you next week, Monday, 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on WGBB Radio. And, of course, the live simulcast on the video streaming of YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. For Trevor behind the glass, Anthony sitting across from me, and I am Joe Pietaro. I am out of here. They are out of here. We are out of here. See you guys in a week.
Noah, I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design